Elder Rashawn Wilson wrote 99 and a half things a woman needs from a man, and that was 2 years ago. And now he's back with another successful book called Merged. In this special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with him one-on-one. Well, you know, the last time I interviewed you for Quintin's Close-Ups was 2 years ago. And at the time, we talked about 99 and a half things a woman needs from a man. And 2 years later, we sit here and we're talking about Merge. I'm wondering, what got you from 99 and a half things a woman needs from a man to Merge?
Well, the book I wrote, 99 and a half things a woman needs from her man, was definitely a specific target toward relationships.
Yes.
Merge, however, is a book that specifically identifies identity. And so within the book, I have 365 strategies, concepts, and ideas to be. And the whole idea behind that subtitle is that a lot of times we can find ourselves locked in what I call in the book the INGs of life.
Right.
So we are consistently grinding, we are flying, we are working, and we are becoming, but we never be. And so I think that once we understand the power of who we be, then we will recognize that for most of us, we have been trying to figure out what we only needed to realize as opposed to working toward creating. So this particular book deals with merging into the essence of your true identity so that you can just be successful, be victorious.
And I'm wondering, I know this might be weird, but I'm curious, what do you want people to be when they come from reading this particular book?
I want them to be all that they can be. I want them to read the book, and the book is specifically designed to assist individuals with maximizing not just their fullest potential,
right,
but tapping into that reserved, undiscovered reservoir of hidden potential that lies within the belly of every one of us.
Yes.
You know, there is a hidden potential, and that's how we got to the title Merge. The definition of the word merge simply means to fade or blend gradually into something as to becoming indistinguishable from that particular thing. So it's almost like, I believe, before the foundations of the world were laid, God submerged different concepts, ideas, inventions within the essence of who we are. And so we need what he submerged to now emerge.
There you go.
And once those things emerge, we can now merge into what already exists, because that which already exists is here, it's just not manifested yet. But you already are all that God has called you to be, and that's in the secular world, that's in the religious sect. Regardless of what branch of life we are referring to, we want individuals to merge into who they really are.
And it sounds like you want to, it's coming from the Bible again, it's like everything that is bound in heaven is actually bound on earth.
Right, absolutely. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to help individuals identify that even though there is a spiritual perspective, the book itself is actually written in 7 different categories. And we use those categories that are identified as the 7 mountains that shape society. And so there are 7 categories we talk about, and we have quotes, 365 of them. Some of them are about God, some of them are about family. One chapter is about arts and entertainment, government, and so we go through those 7 perspectives that shape society, and then there is a bonus chapter that's just about life. Those miscellaneous categories that we give quotes and concepts and strategies just to really help individuals successfully navigate through their everyday lives.
And let's walk back now memory lane to December 26th. From what I understand, the book actually came out. And I'm wondering, where were your heart and mind on that day?
Well, of course, we had just celebrated Christmas, and I was extremely overwhelmed. I was nervous, but I was anxiously anticipating the opportunity to see all that would come from this particular book release. And in all actuality, it was great. I mean, I was so humbled. I think that's a really good word to use. I was extremely humbled, and I was extremely honored to see so many individuals that supported, got the book from all across America.
Wow. And you know, you also said this too, just last year, quote, family. I'm extremely excited about 2016. I'm even more excited about applying what I've learned from 2015. What are the life lessons you learned this year? Share. So as we sit here right now, what life lessons did you learn in 2015?
Well, to be honest, I've learned a whole lot of lessons, but I think that one of the things that I grasp the most is just identifying that the world continues to turn. There were so many places in my life last year where I hit different road bumps, and I really felt as though, man, like this is just it. Life is just over. And there are a whole lot of other individuals that sometimes feel that way. But I think that the most important thing to understand about life is that it goes on.
Sure it does.
All right, life goes on. And so I believe it was Dwight Eisenhower who once said that your past is history, your future is a mystery, but your present is a gift from God, and that's why it's called the present.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so yeah, that's one of the lessons that I've learned that have definitely carried me over into 2016, and I'm thinking and believing that it's going to continue to carry me on through life.
Well, describe to me the following one word: Mavi Manuel.
Oh man, wow. I don't know if there is a word, to be honest. I don't know if there is a word to describe what I feel about the church, the phrase, the name, the incident.
Right.
You know, I used to be concerned about individuals who were quote unquote indirectly affected by it until soon after the incident, I realized that there is no indirect effect. All of us were directly affected. Every one of us were in that room.
Right.
And so I don't really think I can think of a word. I do know that my heart definitely goes out to that family, and I am even more geared toward trying to effect change. I know that it is impossible to save every individual, but I think that if we can save at least one, at least two, for every person that we save, specifically the male, for every man that we save, we've saved the family. For every family we saved, we've saved a community. And for every community we save, we've saved a generation.
Wow. Describe to me the following one word: Impact Charleston.
Wow. Well, Impact Church exists so that people far from God will discover life in Christ.
Right.
And our vision is to reach communities, to restore families, and to ultimately impact the world, first through the love of God and through the good news of Jesus Christ. And so we're excited about the opportunity to be able to be in a place where we can serve our community. And that's exactly what we've been doing, and it has been going great. We are intentionally and strategically located in the inner city so that we can actually touch the community there. And it's fabulous.
Your 6-year anniversary to your wife.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I tell you one thing, she is just the most, I'm telling you, she's the most wrapped, tangible expression that I feel like I could ever have as a representative of heaven.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I want to be reminded of God's love, God's grace, and God's mercy, I can just think of her. Yeah. My wife is absolutely great, and we just celebrated 6 years of marriage, December 31st. And so I tell you what, man, I'm excited, and we're looking forward to forever.
2016.
Yeah, man, I have so many goals and dreams, ambitions, and my primary goal is to help other individuals fulfill theirs. Steve Harvey once said that successful people want everybody to make it. And that's my philosophy. I want everybody to make it. So I have a lot of personal dreams and goals, ambitions, and aspirations, but the top of that list is to help motivate and encourage other individuals to fulfill theirs also.
Wow. So you've written Merge.
Yes.
You've written 99 and a half Things a Woman Needs from a Man. I'm wondering, as you sit right here, right now, Rashawn, what's next for you?
Well, I'm actually working on another book. To be honest, I'm working on 3 simultaneously. I have one book that is going to be released in March, actually, and that is going to be a book to help clergy, men and women, and the name of that book is 7 Essentials for Effective and Relevant Preaching. A couple of years ago, I compiled some information, and the original content that I combined was for a homiletical and a hermeneutical class for preaching. And I thought to myself, you know what, man, this is some really good stuff. You know, my grandmother always say, you know, you're never really cooking good until you enjoy what you cook. So I thought to myself, hey, you know, this is some good stuff. And I decided to go ahead and make it into a book. So that's going to be out in March. I'm working on a secondary book. This book is to encourage men and women who are single or who may have had children out of wedlock. So single parents who may have had children out of wedlock. The name of that book is going to be But Jesus Was Born Out of Wedlock Too.
Wow, wow, wow.
And I'm going to encourage individuals because sometimes we forget to realize that unwed pregnancy is not a sin. Because God is the giver of life.
That's right.
And regardless of how that individual got here, there's a purpose attached to that person. Just like there was a purpose attached to all of us.
Yeah, you're right.
And so my last book, which I think will be the triumph of this year, is entitled Mentors, Mantles, and Murderers. And that is a leadership manual that is going to help individuals sort of reconstruct the idea of what leadership really is.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we become good managers, but we fail at being good leaders. And if somebody's going to get out of a particular situation, if a group of individuals are going to get out of a particular era with victory and success, they can't be managed out. They're going to have to be led out. Every era in history encompasses an individual who served not as a manager, but as a leader. And that's all throughout history, from ancient times up to date.
Right.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. Well, Elder Rashawn Wilson, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime.